Welcome to the fruit garden at San Diego Botanic Garden. This is bare root season. Typically starts the first week of January, and for a fruit growing plant nerd like me, this is wonderful. It extends the holiday season. It goes straight from Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year's right into bare root fruit season. That's hard to say. Here we have one of the subjects we're going to plant today. This is a double delight nectarine. It's one of the greatest crosses ever made by Floyd Zeiger. This piece of fruit is unbelievable. If you've tasted nectarines before, you think you know what they taste like. You don't until you taste a fruit from this tree. It's one of the very best, maybe the top 5 of all nectarines ever created. This tag's really important. It tells us a lot about what we need to know about this tree. First, it tells us the description of the tree and the fruit, but it has one very impertinent piece of information for us, and that is the number of chill hours that this tree requires. On the coast of San Diego, you need to have a tree that will get between 250 and 300 hours or less. Thankfully, this one only has 100 necessary hours of chill for it to produce fruit. If you try to raise a fruit tree on the coast that needs 500 or 600 hours, good luck. You're never going to have any fruit, and you probably will have a tree that will lack vigor. It will never do well. So those chill hours are really quite important. The other thing that's important about this tree is it's self-fruitful. It does not need another tree to pollinate it in order to make fruit. So if you have room for only one tree, a tree like this is great. This is the heart and soul of bare root season. Take a look at that root mass. When they are arriving at the nurseries, these have been field grown. They've been raised in the ground, just like row crops. And a big tractor comes in and extracts them. But see how much root that has? If this tree doesn't sell now during bare root season, all of these roots will be cut off here, and it'll be put into a small 5-gallon container. If you buy that tree later this season in the 5-gallon container, it's not going to do well. You've basically lost an entire year of growth that this tree could have had. This tree, if we plant it in the ground, will be twice as big as this same tree if it were put in a pot and planted later this year. So you see how important that is? Get one now, and it's very important that you plant it immediately after you buy it. As soon as you get it home, plant it. When you're planting it in the hole, don't add amendments. You only want to use the native soil that you took out of the hole and put it back. If you add amendments to that, you actually create what we call the bathtub effect. That soil will be different than all the other soil around it, and it will just make a basin and hold water, and then your tree's going to rot and the roots won't do well. So you really want to do this. I know you've been told, amend everything. Don't. Just put it back with the native soil. And let's say this tree, by next year, you could actually have some fruit from it. So keep your fingers crossed, go out, buy a beautiful tree, plant it, and then look for bountiful harvest later. Thanks for visiting.